Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video with CryptoNinjas. My name is Dale, your guide through this vast crypto universe. Today we are featuring ZAMA and its game-changing fully homomorphic encryption technology, or FHE in short. As of September 2025, ZAMA is already making waves with its insane fundraising of over $130 million, as well as a mission to keep your data private, much better than any encryption technology that we've had so far. So in this video, I will explain what ZAMA is, how the FHE technology works in detail, why it's such a big deal, and reveal the latest alphas by the CEO himself. Finally, I'm going to guide you on the creator program by ZAMA and, of course, the future plans. But before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe to CryptoNinjas for the best crypto content and use our Binance referral code on the screen for 20% off of the trading fees for life and up to $100 in new user bonus. Thank you very much. First, what is ZAMA? Well, ZAMA started in 2020 by Dr. Ran Hindi and Dr. Pascal. It's an open source company building privacy tools for the blockchain like Ethereum or Bitcoin. Their main product, the confidential blockchain protocol, lets developers create smart contracts like mini programs that keep data secret. For example, imagine a blockchain app where you trade crypto, but nobody sees how much you spent. That's basically ZAMA's magic. So how does FHE technology work? FHE is like a super smart safe. It locks your data into something called ciphertext, which looks like a bunch of random code. Unlike regular encryption technology, where you unlock data to actually use it, FHE lets you do math or computations, run apps on that locked ciphertext data without opening it. So, for example, let's say your bank balance is $500, right? FHE turns that $500 number into ciphertext, like a bunch of random numbers like this one, okay? Special computers called the co-processors added to another, let's say, encrypted amount, like $200, right? Without seeing either number. So the result is a new ciphertext, say, this right here, which you have to unlock to see the full $700 amount. So on the blockchain, nobody can see what's happening in the background, just a bunch of text. But after you unlock it, after everything is finished, then you as a receiver, you're gonna see that your balance has changed to $700. So that's, ZAMA's FHE technology. Now, ZAMA's FHE VM connects this to the blockchains like Ethereum, right? It's not a new layer 1 or layer 2. No, ZAMA is built on top of the existing blockchain layer 1s or blockchain layer 2s, right? And developers can use easy code like Solidity, so nothing is changed. So why is this important? Well, blockchains is public. Everybody can see what anybody is doing, okay? It's the beautiful part about blockchain technology. Everything is transparent. But it's also a bad part because you normally will receive a lot of scam transactions, scam tokens targeted to your wallet, sent to your wallet, and once you approve it, you lost everything. So it's subjected to scams or spying by other people. FHE keeps your data locked even during computations calculations, right? So your info stay private on public systems like blockchains or cloud networks. It's also quantum resistant, which is safe from future supercomputers. Now, the ZAMA CEO, Rand, he calls it the HTTPZ, a new internet where privacy is built in. Now, it's perfect for private DeFi trades like hiding loan amounts, right? Or secure AI, where it analyzes encrypted medical data, for example, without seeing names, seeing exactly what's going on with the patients. Or you can even apply this technology to secret voting. Okay, so your vote remains hidden, but the tally is public. So similar to how the current voting system works, but it solved one major issue on the trust side, right? So right now, if you want to vote for the new president, even though it's private, nobody can verify if the votes are actually the right count, or there is some bad actors in the background manipulating the vote amounts, right? But blockchain and ZAMA solve this problem perfectly. There is one question that people oftentimes ask, is that how is FHE technology different from other private technologies like ZK proofs, for example, Well, both protect privacy, but ZK proofs it only proves the facts without the details and without the computational abilities. So, for example, ZK lets you prove that you have enough crypto for a trade without showing your balance. Okay, like proving you're over 21 to buy wine without having to show your ID. Okay, but FHE allows you to compute on that private data or ciphertext, right? Like adding and multiplying and encrypted salaries, for example, or running an AI model privately. Now, because of it, FHE is slower than ZK proofs. All right, so it depends on what you're trying to achieve. ZK proof is much faster because it doesn't have the calculation ability. So it's faster for proofs. Scaling Ethereum using ZK rollups, for example, we see with a bunch of layer twos. But FHE again is better for complex tasks like private financial or AI. So it's going to be a little bit slower. However, it's not that slow. I'm going to get into the details in a little bit. The idea behind FHE is not new. It's quite old actually. So way back in 1980s, 1970s, right? But back then everything was too slow to work. But since 2020, ZAMA's made it work, made it practical, made it usable. They have a bunch of real apps on their testnet, which went live in July 2025. For example, the DBerry app, which is the first truly confidential auction house on the blockchain. So again, you can place bids in a private way. Now, why is this important? Now, let's say you in an auction, on-chain auction, and let's say you bet like $100,000 for a very expensive item, but then there is a bot that sees your transactions and is gonna front run the transactions on the blockchain and confirm it in just like a fraction of a second. So with this private auction with ZAMA technology, the bots cannot see how much money you bet on or you bid on, right? So they cannot front run you because they don't have an amount. So that's the beauty of this technology on auction. They also have other other protocols like TGBP, which is building a tokenized GBP token, stablecoin. And then there is also Zipher. It is a private self-custody bank. Okay, so it's very cool. There are a bunch of use cases that you can think of with this system technology. DeFi to name a few. Like you can imagine swapping on the blockchain without revealing how much you swap. That's pretty cool. There are a bunch of wallets like meme wallets that you follow, right? But with this technology, then basically KOLs or influencers, they can hide their transactions and wallet, so you don't know how much they're buying this specific token. That's cool. Another question that people oftentimes ask is when it comes to scalability, like is this technology scalable to millions of users? Well, the reason, first of all, for FHE being slow and heavy is because of the fact that ciphertext math is quite complex, and they let you compute on it. But ZAMA is killing it. So according to Rand's recent update post, they hit a very key milestones. All right, so they bootstrapping ciphertext in under 1 millisecond. All right, 56 times faster than back in 2021. Well, actually, today is like 0.9 milliseconds, so that's very cool. Adding numbers also is 230 times faster at 8.7 millisecond. What about multiplications? Look at that, right? It was 400 times faster at 30 milliseconds. That means 230 transactions per second. It beats Ethereum at like 10 or 30 only, and even rivaling layer twos like Base, for example, or Arbitrum or Optimism, because the GPUs push hundreds of TPS now, and ZAMA is building custom chips for 100,000 TPS by 2029. That's the vision that he shared, right? They're targeting 100,000 TPS 4 years from now. Insanely fast, right? So it could be like Visa level, MasterCard level, or Swift level. So a global payment system in a private way. So crazy. If you still cannot imagine how big and how disruptive this technology is, take a look at this.
Privacy, Mind, Phoenix do use FHE. And it's interesting that you're mentioning them because they're all using ZAMA's technology actually in the background. And today, 9 out of 10 FHE projects uses ZAMA's technology.
Wow.
Which is good, by the way, because it means that they inherit from the security that we spend a lot of time and money developing.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 existing crypto projects that have FHE tag to their name or technology are using ZAMA's technology. They're outsourcing it to those projects. In terms of funding, so as I said before, ZAMA raised about $130 million in two funding rounds, a Series A and Series B, from top tier investors, right? So we have Pantera Capital, Multicoin Capital, Anatoly Yakovenko, again from Solana, Protocol Labs, Blockchain Ventures, and a bunch more. This funding will power their roadmap. So in Q4 2025, they plan on their mainnet and TGE. So very big news. We are very close now. First, the token and the project will be live on Ethereum mainnet. Okay, and in the first half of 2026, they will experiment and launch ZAMA on EVM networks like BNB Chain or Layer 2s, for example. And then in the second half of 2026, they will launch this technology on Solana. But what about right now? Like, what can you do with ZAMA? There are two ways that you can participate in ZAMA. So first, if you are a developer, then you can join their testnet. At the moment, they're looking for builders, right? So build more innovative apps using their technology. So if you know how to code, if you want to build your own project, apply for their grants. Okay, they promise to help you with your bootstrapping with your project early on, as well as willing to give you a certain amount of token allocations in the future if you're willing to build, and of course help you with marketing and other help as well if you need. And for the users, what you can do right now is join the creator program. They will reward about $50,000 every month. Okay, so either in stablecoins or in ZAMA tokens at the TGE. And here's some alphas for you. The ZAMA airdrop will be unlike anything that we have ever seen. Okay, ZAMA, they won't airdrop tokens to useless testnet activities. Instead, they will roll out specific programs, events, right? What they want the community to do and how much you can earn from doing those tasks. I personally really like this, initiative by the ZAMA team. It feels more like, a reward for your efforts if you actually contribute, rather than a speculative bet on something that, we don't even know what to do and how much we can receive, right? So according to their words, the airdrop meta is dead. If you want to join the ZAMA Creator Program, just create videos or blogs or memes or arts or X posts, about ZAMA generally or the FHE technology, okay? And then post it on your X account or your Forecaster account, okay? You can earn points based on the engagements that you've got. And the engagement is obviously calculated by X algorithm and also forecasters algorithm. Okay, there are a lot of issues with that as well. I've seen people asking these questions too. What about content farming? What about botted posts and engagement? What can Zama do about it to limit those people? Well, it's tough to say.
Again, this comes down to the way that the X algorithm works. The X algorithm will penalize you if you're posting content that is just a copy paste of, someone else's content, but it will reward you if you're producing original content. So again, we rely a lot on what X actually does.
This problem is because of X and Forecaster's algorithm, the way that they calculate the engagement. It's not Zama's fault. Zama just take the data that they get from X and Forecaster and they put it on leaderboard. Okay, so if you have any complaining to do, then go ahead and do it with X. Okay, but one advice: if you want to show up on the leaderboard and consistently, then farming contents or copy pasting content and botting your engagement will not help with the ranking. Okay, it will not help. Only original content. It is key. Finally, this is just the beginning. Zama's vision is years into the future, where FHE on-chain is widely adopted by everyone. The new norm, they call it. Now, in my personal opinion, ZAMA is a long-term project with long-term vision, disruptive technology. FHE takes time to build and even longer to be, widely adopted on a global, infrastructure scale. But if there's any project that can make this happen, it is going to be ZAMA. So thank you very much for watching my video about ZAMA. And if you like the video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel for more contents like this. Also remember to use our Binance referral code for 20% off trading fees and up to $100 in new user bonus. Stay safe, stay amazing, and I'll see you in our next video. Daily out.